Your phone dies in the waiting room. No charger, no signal. Just you, a clock on the wall, and 40 empty minutes. Your leg starts bouncing. Your eyes scan the room for something, anything, to land on. You feel it building in your chest, that itchy, restless pressure people call boredom. Most people think it means nothing is happening, but the real answer is far stranger. Boredom is not your brain doing nothing. It is your brain doing something it has done for hundreds of thousands of years, and it is trying to tell you something urgent. Start with what boredom actually is, not the dictionary version, the biological one. In 2012, psychologist John Eastwood at York University proposed a definition that reshaped how scientists study this feeling. Boredom, he argued, is the uncomfortable feeling of wanting to be engaged in something satisfying while being unable to find it. Not a lack of stimulation, a failed search for meaning. Your brain isn't idling in that waiting room. It's hunting, and it hates coming back empty-handed. Now go back further, much further. Picture a small group of early humans sitting around a fire 40,000 years ago. The hunt is over. The food is cooking. There is nothing urgent left to do. Did they feel what you feel in that waiting room? Almost certainly yes. And that feeling did something specific to them. It pushed their attention outward, toward the tree line, toward each other, toward the next problem worth solving. Boredom in that firelight was not a void. It was a compass. Here is where the science gets strange. In 2001, neuroscientist Marcus Raichle at Washington University was running brain scans, expecting to see quiet, idle activity whenever his subjects stopped focusing on a task. Instead, he found the opposite. A specific network of brain regions lit up brighter during rest than during active tasks. He named it the default mode network. It activates when you stop concentrating on the outside world and start drifting inward, toward memory, toward imagination, toward planning for things that haven't happened yet. Boredom doesn't turn your brain off. It switches your brain to a different kind of on, one built for reflection instead of reaction. Think about what that meant for your ancestors. A mind with nothing urgent to react to wasn't wasting time. It was rehearsing the future. Where will we find water tomorrow? What will we do if the group nearby turns hostile? Who in this tribe can be trusted and who can't? The discomfort of boredom is what kept that inner rehearsal running instead of letting the mind simply switch off. A brain that could tolerate stillness without using it was a brain that missed its chance to prepare. Evolution does not reward minds that waste stillness. It punishes them. So if boredom pushed your ancestors toward planning and connection, why does it feel so unbearable today? That's the twist almost nobody expects. In 2014, psychologist Sandi Mann at the University of Central Lancashire ran an experiment that still surprises people who hear about it for the first time. She had one group of participants complete a boring task, copying numbers out of a phone book, before asking them to come up with creative uses for a plastic cup. Another group skipped the boring task entirely. The bored group produced more original ideas. Not slightly more, significantly more. Their minds, starved of external stimulation, had gone looking inward for something to do, and they came back with answers the unbored group never found. That is the counterintuitive part. Boredom is not the enemy of creativity. It is the engine of it. The discomfort you feel is the exact mechanism that once sent your ancestors searching, scanning, imagining, solving. Strip away the urgency of modern entertainment, and that ancient searching function still switches on every single time, whether you want it to or not. But here's the problem. You almost never let it finish the job. Think about the last time you felt that itchy, restless pull. What did you do? You reached for your phone. Within seconds, sometimes less. A 2017 review of smartphone behavior found that the average person checks their phone dozens of times a day, and boredom is one of the most common triggers. The moment that ancient searching system switches on, you hand it an answer before it even has time to search. Scroll, swipe, notification. The hunt your brain was built to run gets interrupted before it produces anything. No daydream, no idle plan, no creative leap. Just a feed, refreshing forever, never letting the silence stretch long enough to matter. This is the part that should make you uncomfortable. For nearly all of human history, Boredom was rare and brief. A short, sharp signal between bursts of necessary action, quickly resolved by movement, conversation, or thought. Today it has been turned into something almost extinct. Children rarely experience it. Adults treat 30 seconds of stillness in a checkout line as something to be eliminated immediately. And the cost isn't obvious because the cost is invisible. It's the idea you never had, the realization you never reached, the plan for tomorrow your mind never got the chance to quietly rehearse because something louder filled the space first. Researchers studying attention have started calling this a kind of starvation, not of food, but of unstructured time. Your default mode network, the very system Raichle discovered, needs idle stretches to consolidate memory, process emotion, and generate the kind of loose, associative thinking that produces breakthroughs. Constant stimulation doesn't just distract you from boredom, it prevents the mental process. Boredom was designed to trigger from ever completing. You are not just avoiding discomfort. You are interrupting a function your brain evolved to depend on. So what happens if you let it run instead? People who deliberately build in unstimulated time, no phone, no music, no podcasts, just a walk or a quiet commute, often report something unexpected. Not relief from boredom, a passage through it. The restlessness peaks, and then if nothing interrupts it, it resolves into something else. A stray idea, a memory worth examining, a decision that had been avoided suddenly becoming obvious. This is not mysticism. It is the default mode network finishing the search it was always trying to run. The same search that once sent a mind around a fire scanning the dark for tomorrow's problems. There is something almost tender about this when you think about it. The same discomfort that made a hunter-gatherer restless enough to imagine new hunting grounds is the discomfort you feel checking your phone in a waiting room. The system hasn't changed. Only the world around it has. And the world has gotten very, very good at giving that system an exit before it ever finds what it was looking for. This doesn't mean boredom feels good. It rarely does. It means the discomfort has a purpose, the same purpose it has always had, pushing your mind towards something it hasn't thought of yet. The question worth asking is not how to avoid that feeling. It's what you lose every time you escape it half a second too early. So picture that waiting room again. Phone dead, no signal. 40 empty minutes stretching out in front of you. Your leg bounces. Your mind starts to search. For the first time in a long time, nothing answers back. You're not stuck in that chair. You never were. You're exactly where your ancestors were every single night around the fire, in the one place modern life almost never lets you stay long enough to find out what your own mind would do if you simply let it.